This is Iris Espinosa from Magical Vacation Planners. I'm here because I want to talk about the different dining options that you have once you book a package when you go to Disney World. Okay, if this is your first time seeing my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell button so you can get notified when I upload a new video. All right, so let's get straight into it. It's a lot of information that I really want to give y'all guys, so whenever you have questions about dining plans, you can have like a pretty big. I do codes, just saying, I do codes for Disney and Universal. It is completely free, as also as booking services, all that is free. I am not gonna lie, I do get commission, but once you guys go to the vacation. So the booking, the quoting, and all that, that's free. You don't pay for that. You don't pay for my services. The travel agency pays me. So everything that I book is for your vacation. Just wanted to set that aside and have that clear. Okay, so let's go. So there are 3 options of dining once you book a Disney vacation resort package. Okay, so the first option is a quick service dining plan. Okay, the second option is the dining plan. The third option is the deluxe dining plan. Okay, each of them are different in a way, but they kind of have like the same thing. The deluxe and the dining have the same thing, just a little twist to it. But the quick service is like the most the people want, okay? Now you have to have in mind that this dining plan is per person per night, okay? So let's go straight to the quick service dining plan. That's like our most popular one. Okay, so a quick service dining plan is, like I said, per person per night, but it's for the families that don't have a plan, they don't have a plan into where they want to eat. They just want to eat on the go, and they're gonna eat like whenever they want to eat. So this is just designed for like those families. So what I mean to say is that, oh, this is my shirt. Yeah. Okay. So what I mean to say is that quick service, there are like, let's say several options. So basically, okay, let me rephrase that. Concentrate. Okay. Let me rephrase that. So quick service, it's a service that you go on a counter, you order your meal, you get your meal, and then you go in and find a seat. That is quick service. So let's say you're in Magic Kingdom, you get hungry. So you're gonna look for a quick service dining place. So what does the quick service include? So quick service includes 2 quick service meals per day, per person, 2 snacks per day, per person, and 1 refillable drink mug, okay, that has eligible refills. So that's the quick service, okay? So what is a meal on a quick service? So a meal on a quick service is 1 entree, 1 single beverage. And I will be talking about that later, because for adults, you can, so the beverage, it includes an alcoholic drink or just a regular drink. So it's only 1. So, and there is some standards. I will have all the information in the description box, like all the dining plans options, so that way you can but I want to explain it. So that's the service meal, 1 entree, 1 beverage. Okay, so some restaurants, I'm just gonna go a little bit about some restaurants. I will have the full list in the description box, as well as to where you can eat in a quick service restaurant. Now remember, for a quick service, you do not need to do a reservation, okay? So some restaurants that serve quick service within Disney World, Disney Springs, any Starbucks, you can get at any Starbucks, you can do a quick service meal. In Bongo's Cuban Cafe Express, you can also do there. That's really good one. In Magic Kingdom, you can do Be Our Guest. That's a good one too. If y'all don't know where's Be Our Guest, that is right where the castle is. Okay. Epcot, you can do Sunshine Season, and you can do La Cantina de San Angel. That's in Epcot. In Hollywood Studios, you can do Woody Lunchbox. That's a new one in the Toy Story area. And you can, in Animal Kingdom, you can do Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe. There, they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So when you see in the description box BLD, that means that they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you see L, it's only lunch, and if you see LD, lunch and dinner, and if you see D, it's only dinner. That's how they have it. Okay, so for quick service dining plans in the water parks, you can only do lunch. That's the only thing you can do for your meal, and you would get an entree and a beverage, and you have the choice. If you're an adult, you have the choice if you want a cocktail, a beer, whatever you want, or just a regular drink. Okay, so that's the quick service meal. So and then there's some general excuse me, I'm kind of passing through a cold and flu. It's springtime, we have the pollen, so I'm kind of going through that, so I apologize if you hear me a little bit rough. Okay, so what I was saying was that in the dining plans, there's some rules that apply to all of them, and I'll talk about that afterward. All right, so the dining plan. The dining plan is for families that like both eat as they go. Like me, I like to eat as I go, but sometimes I like to eat in a restaurant. So this is like if you want to have both sides. Like if you're in the parks and you really don't want to plan what you want to eat, you can do the quick service. But if after the parks you want to have something something nice to spend family time, then that's when the restaurants would come in. So that's when a table service would come in. So the difference between the quick service is that you only get the quick service plan with it. So you can make a reservation, of course, but that would be separate from the plan. But with the plan, the dining plan, you can have a table service dining, or you can have the quick service dining. So you have both. That's why it's one of my preferred ones. So what does this plan include? So like I said, one table service meal per person per day. And these table service do require reservation. At least I always tell my clients 180 days in advance. You want to book a character dining one, because those are the ones that get booked very, very fast. Another one, okay. So the table service meal, then one quick service meal, that is one entree, one beverage, like we talked before. And that is per person per day. And then 2 snacks per person per day. And then you also get the refillable drink mug. So the refillable drink mug is pretty much within all the plans, and the snacks as well. It just changes the amount. That's pretty much. So like I was explaining, the table service meal. So B is for breakfast. One entree, one beverage. Okay? Or you can do a full buffet or a family style meal. The family style meal is when you sit at a table and they bring this whole plate, and then you share with your family off that plate. That's a good, and those are good portions. They're really good. But it's more like a family. So you can order right what you want to eat, but then they'll bring the whole plate, and then you decide who eats what. Okay. For lunch and dinner, so the table service for lunch and dinner: entree, one dessert, and one beverage. So lunch and dinner include the dessert on a table service. Okay, but for breakfast it doesn't include the dessert. That's the difference. Okay, and the table service meals are the ones that you need to reserve in a restaurant. Okay, because those are the ones that you have to have someone direct you to a table, and then you get served by a server. Okay, so there's 5 categories for table service in the dining plan. So the first one is a character dining. You need reservation with that. The second one is a signature dining one. You also need a reservation for that. And then the third option is the diner shows. So the dinner shows are really good. But those are the ones that you really, really, really need to reserve 180 days in advance. And you really want to do that because you need to have the tickets too in order to go to the dinner shows, okay? And those are found in your hotel lobby, and guest services, they can give you that also. And of course, if you do it 180 days in advance, you should have everything within your Disney reservation number or your email. That's what we do. We send everything out so that you have everything once you get there. But let's say you forgot, or you really just want to have something on hand and the ticket, you can always go to guest services and they will have everything there for you. So the fourth option is private in-room dining. That's only for lunch and dinner. So you get 1 entree, 1 dessert, and 1 beverage. Okay, so you can do that in the dining plan. So let's say you guys went very early to the parks and you guys returned, but you don't feel like going to a restaurant, or you really didn't make a reservation for that day in the restaurant. You can do the private in-room dining. Okay. And pizza delivery. So you get to choose 2 single beverages, 1 pizza entry item, and 2 desserts. So that's the dining plan. And then, so how do I make the 180 days in advance reservation? So you can do 2 options. With me, you can either tell me, hey, I'll give you a list of all, the restaurants that you can reserve. Even if it's character dining, I'll give you everything, and then you'll say, hey, I really want to do this one. Can you go ahead and do that for me? And I will do it. If not, if you really want to do it yourself, you can go ahead and go to the Disney website. You type in your reservation number that I always give to you once we book it. I send it to you through email. And then once we have the booking on, you have your reservation number, and you can do that 180 days in advance, that prior to your vacation date. So you have the freedom to do it yourself, or either I can help you, whichever accommodates you better. So, also with this dining plan, some tips are included. So the dinner shows, the tips are included within the plan. The private in-rooms are included as well, and the Cinderella's Royal Table. Those are included. So the next plan that we have is the Deluxe dining. So this is the same thing, per person, per night. Okay, so it includes 3 meals, 2 snacks, and the same refillable mug. Okay, so the 3 meals, you can either do a quick service meal. So this is how it works, the Deluxe. You can do a quick service meal in the morning. Let's say you are going to the parks and you really need to just eat something, have a coffee or have something. You can do the quick service. Then at lunch, you can do, let's say, a table dining because you reserved one. You reserved and be our guest, okay? So you had breakfast early in the morning, a quick service one. You had be our guest table dining service, and then you also wanted to have like a fancy dinner, like a signature dinner. You can also do that. So it's 3 meals per person per day, okay? And then the 2 snacks. So 2 snacks. So the 2 snacks are per person per day, okay? So for the table, it's the same thing. So breakfast, you can do 1 entree, 1 beverage, and the beverage, remember, every beverage, you can get a regular soda or you can get a alcoholic beverage, whichever you prefer. Just keep in mind that if you're gonna do a alcoholic beverage, you do have to present ID. Okay, so with lunch and dinner, you get an appetizer. So really, the difference between the dining and the deluxe, it's that in each table service, when you're doing lunch and dinner, you get an appetizer. That's it. You get the same thing. You get an entree, you get a dessert, you get a beverage. You get to choose if you want a full buffet style or a family style. That differs depending on the restaurant you pick, right? But that's going to be the main difference. So lunch, dinner with the deluxe, you're going to get an appetizer on a table service. You still get the same quick service when you get one entree and one beverage in a quick service location. But when you reserve, that would be the table service, you get an appetizer extra. That would be lunch and dinner.